Okay, so if you're someone like me, you're a Christian, but you sometimes struggle with your faith. When you look to others, to other Christians, maybe in higher positions like pastors, for advice on how you can increase your faith, some more than others just reply with, "Oh, just trust God more." But the question is, how do you trust God more? So I dug a little deeper and I found the verse that explains exactly what faith is. And that verse is Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. The Bible says, "To have faith is to be sure of the things we hope for, to be certain of the things we cannot see." Being so sure, like 100% sure, that God is going to do it even though you haven't seen anything. So faith is the highest form of trust. You have faith in someone, you trust them. So if you have faith in God, you trust Him. You trust Him to come through in whatever situation. Okay, so imagine there's this cancer patient named Mary. Yeah, now Mary is in the serious stages of cancer. People say you cannot come back from that. When you're in that stage, you're gone. But if we look to the word in Luke chapter 1 verse 37, it says, "For there is nothing the Lord cannot do. There is no limit to His power," it says in Exodus. There is no limit. So why shouldn't He heal you from cancer? What's stopping Him? What's stopping Him is your faith. God can't move if you don't move. If you don't want to go, God won't force you. That's why He gives us free will. This is why not everybody follows Christ, because it's free will. We are saved by grace through faith. The grace is there in abundance, but it is through faith we receive that grace. So if you don't believe you are saved, if you don't believe in God, you cannot be saved. You miss the free grace that God gives us. It's the same in the situation. Since there is no limit to His power, we must combat Satan's lie, which says, "Oh, it's impossible." But in Mark 10:27, Jesus clearly tells the people, He told the people, I'm not sure if they're the disciples or the Pharisees, but I know He told them, He looked straight at them and told them, "For man this is impossible, but not with God. With God anything is possible." Anything is possible with God. Literally anything. With your faith in God, anything is possible. Jesus again says, the faith the size of a mustard seed can move 2 mountains apart. 2 big mountains split in the middle. If God did it for Moses, if God split the Red Sea in half so they could escape from the Egyptians, why can't He do it for you? If He did it before, then He can do it again. If He did it for them, He can do it for you. God does not have favorites. He loves everyone equally. The only thing stopping you is your lack of faith. How do you believe it? Just trust God that He has it. How do we trust God? You must be certain that it's going to happen. You must think of the commendable things. You must think of the positives. Paul tells us that in Philippians 4 verse 8, that whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is commendable, and then it goes on, we must think of these things. So as Christians, we must think positive. Don't think, "Oh, what if this business fails? What if it does succeed?" When God gets the ultimate glory, we get the ultimate benefit. God does not have favorites. In Colossians 3:25, Paul writes, "And wrongdoers will be repaid for the wrong things they do, because God judges everyone by the same standard." Since nobody is above the other and nobody is under the other, God judges everyone equally. If God did it for Moses, He can do it for you. There are countless stories of God coming through for many of His people, especially the Israelites. The Israelites had no food, and food was literally raining down. The manna was literally coming down with the dew in the morning. And people say, "Oh, it's impossible." God made it possible, so why can't God make a way where there seems to be no way? What is stopping Him is your lack of faith. So you must learn to trust Him. Pray that you learn to trust Him more. and eventually you must love him more. And then eventually, when you seek him first, everything else will fall into place. As Jesus says in Matthew 7:7, trust in the Lord with all your heart and don't rely on what you think you know. How did Jesus come into the world? Through the Virgin Mary. I said this and I'll say it again. He came through for the Israelites, and he can come through for you too. Just seek first his kingdom and everything else will be added to you.